Yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing tonight? Feel free to have a ton of energy, make a lot of noise all night long. We are here for such a great cause, for such a fantastic time this evening. Welcome, everybody, to the 2022 Kidsave Miracles Gala. Now, whether you are watching us from the comfort of your own home or joining us here in person at the beautiful Skirball Cultural Center here in Los Angeles, it is good to have you with us. You know, after the last couple of years of lockdowns and virtual galas, it is so nice to see faces again. Faces. Remember them? Give it up for faces. In fact, it's so nice to be up here. I'm actually wearing pants. I'm not just dressed from the waist up. We are all here. We are all looking very nice, very sharp, and I love it. But I gotta say, I got a lot done during those last couple of years. I mean, I started some things. Did we all start some things during the last couple of years? You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, I know what happened. Who started a something during the pandemic? Anyone start something new, get on a little kick? Come on, I know we've got them. Sourdough bread baking companies? Yes, yes. TikTok dancers? Yeah, you can't lie to me. You can't lie to me. I saw you already. You went viral. Listen, social media doesn't lie. No, never. All right, well, listen. I became a master at the Instant Pot. Yes, right? There you go. Instant Pot fam right there. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Now, I realize, depending on what circles you're rolling with, when you say Instant Pot, it's a totally different thing. I'm talking about the pressure cooker, ladies and gentlemen. That thing, there is wizardry going on inside that pressure cooker. I don't know what happens, but I just hit on, I walk away, boom, meal's done. It's fantastic. What about the hair colors? I see some of them here in the room tonight. All kinds of crazy hairstyles. I love it. Ombre, all kinds of stuff. In fact, I heard that Randi Thompson, Kidsave co-founder and CEO, was sporting shock purple hair for a pair. Is that true, Randi? Is that, what? There she is. Look at that. You look like the next member of the Marvel Universe. You look fantastic. I love it. All right, well, I'm sure I wasn't the only one who took up these weird hobbies. In fact, I got so involved, my house looks like a fitness center. I've got a Peloton in one corner, resistance bands on the floor, kettlebells on the shelves, and I still had to starve myself all week just to fit into this suit tonight. I don't know what's going on, but it is good to be back together with all of you tonight and with our audience, of course, online. We have people tuning in from all over the world, places like Chicago, yes, New York, Houston, Bay Area, San Francisco in the house, Minneapolis, London, and Kiev, just to name a few. Give them some love while they're watching. And of course, we are here to celebrate the life-changing work Kidsave continues to do, both here in the US and places around the world, like Colombia, Sierra Leone, and Ukraine, where the Kidsave team, that's right, yes. The Kidsave team, they are truly doing some heroic things. And tonight, it's all about reframing. We are going to reframe how we think about kids in foster care and orphanages. Reframing what it means to be family. And reframing what the future holds when these amazing kids get the chance to thrive with the love and support of family behind them. Tonight is about asking all of us to step up and start making a change in the lives of older kids in the foster care system and orphanages. And it starts right now. Whether you're watching at home or you are here with us at Skirball, we're asking you to dig deep and find yourself a way to help fund Kidsave's programs, to give these kids the families that they not only need, but they deserve, right? If you're joining us at home, you could show your support by donating via your mobile phone. It's very, very simple. All you have to do is text Kidsave to 50155. That's Kidsave to 50155. Now, I see some folks here live in the room. You're reaching for your phone right now. Don't worry about that, okay? Here in the room, there'll be plenty of opportunities for you to donate throughout the night. And the great news is, thanks to a very generous matching donation from the Hicker family. Come on! But you gotta get a little louder than that. You gotta get a little louder than that because... There you go. Every single dollar you donate tonight will be doubled, up to the first $75,000 raised. Yes, a $75,000 match is going on. That's exactly what we're talking about. So if you make a $100 donation, how much is that? So smart. 5,000 becomes? Yeah. All right, some of you got it. You know what's going on, right? You can work your way all the way up as we help Kidsave continue to change the lives of so many. We have a great show for you tonight. You're going to hear from a range of Kidsave kids. You'll hear all about the ongoing efforts to rescue and provide support for the people of Ukraine. Be moved by a beautiful performance by the Inner City Youth Orchestra of Los Angeles, and you'll join us in celebrating people who are making a difference in the lives of kids throughout the world. Plus, don't forget to check out that silent auction that you can bid via your phone for some amazing experiences, items that you do not want to miss out on. And what better way to start reframing? Start reframing. How about we just think about older kids in foster care those are the kids that we want to hear from, right? We want to hear from the kids themselves. So, here we go. They've got hopes, they've got dreams of finding a place that they could call their own and a place that they can call home. Take a look at this.
My name is Giovanna. I'm 15 years old.
My name is Monica and I'm 16.
My name is Josh. I'm currently 13.
My name is Valentine. I'm currently 17 years old.
I'm Ash and I'm 15 years old.
My name is Jabez and I'm 11 years old.
My name is Jade. I am 15 years old.
My name is Jolie. I'm 16 years old.
I've been in foster care for 3 or 4 years.
I've been in care for 3 years.
12 years now, ever since I was 4.
I've been living in foster care for 3 years.
3 years?
Since I was like 7 or 8, I think. It's been a while.
I like playing sports.
I like sketching, drawing, painting.
Soccer, football.
This might sound weird, but homework?
Baseball, basketball.
I love to write about anything, really. I like to write about my opinions and stuff, about the world and stuff.
I like to play hockey.
I'm an artist. I like to draw, color, create things.
I'm really kind of an all-around athlete.
I love being on water, in water, everything that involves water. I love water. I'm a mermaid, but in a person's body.
My dreams are go to college, actually. Help any animal as I can, because I want to be a veterinarian.
I want to be a psychologist.
Fashion design or something in the fashion industry.
I'm actually working on getting into an art college.
I want to be a registered nurse in the Navy because I want to help people just like people have been there to help me.
I want to be a video gamer and I want to be a president.
What makes me feel at home is somewhere where I feel safe and comfortable. Safety, honesty, with good communication, and just love.
What a family is to me is it's showing that they care about me, that they love me.
Communication and trust.
I've been a part of the Kidsave program for about a year, and it's actually really great.
And I feel like if older teens like myself do have a family, then not only will their health get better, but they themselves will be the truer version of themselves.
I think it's important for like older kids like me to find families because Being in the system at like 15 and 16, being a teenager, not a lot of people want to adopt or like take in teenagers because they think we're just way too much work. So I think a family for a teenager would be good because, you know, not a lot of people want us and it kind of hurts. And that's why we're so closed off most of the time.
Kids my age need families because they're going through a lot of things and everybody needs a parent.
What I really want people to know about kids in foster care is that we're all just not bad. We just need a chance.
I'm very approachable. I'm not mean. I won't bite. I'll just give you a hug and say, hi, how are you?
To understand us, just believe in us, you know?
We have been put in situations that, you know, we did not deserve. We have been put in adult-like situations. And, you know, we haven't always been given the resources to, you know, to proceed to like thrive in success in life.
They want, like myself, to feel belonged. Like they want to feel like they belong somewhere.
Most of all, we just need someone to understand us.
Even though I know the struggles of like getting adopted at this age, because sadly that's the truth, I want to get adopted because I've never really had a real family.
I've been in foster care for a while and I haven't had the chance to feel at home.
I'm looking for a family who supports me, who will be there for me.
I'm just looking for like a family, somebody that's gonna like love me for who I am.
That's incredible. Come on, let's hear for those kids. Wow. So, you know, I would say that is the reason that Kidsave calls these kids resilient rock stars. Wouldn't you say that? They are truly resilient. They are so inspiring. Am I right? Yeah. So many great stories and so many kids who just need a chance. Now, the kids you met are they're all from Kidsave's Weekend Miracles program, a program that gives older kids in foster care here in Los Angeles and Houston a real chance at finding family. And what makes this program so unique and special is that it gives the kids a voice, and more importantly, a choice in who they want to spend time with and who ultimately become their family. It's life-changing stuff, giving these kids a chance to thrive. And your donation right now can help these kids find the connection that gives them the family they so desperately long for. Now, it is time to celebrate our first honorees, Lisa Joyner and John Cryer. Yes! This year's recipients of Kidsave's Champions for Children Award, and to do so is their good friend, Ashton Kutcher. Ashton?
I'm sorry I can't be with you tonight, but it is my great pleasure to present this year's Kidsave Champions for Children Award to a couple who I personally know and that personally know a thing or two about the joys of adoption. I'm also acting as cameraman for this particular video, so forgive me if it's a little bit shaky. For anyone who has met Lisa, you know her as a strong and powerful woman whose passion and big heart is an inspiration for so many in the way that she openly shares her experience as an adopted child and now paying that gift forward as an adoptive parent. Lisa has shared her story with honesty and vulnerability and with the courage to help us all reframe and rethink how we think about the creation of a family through adoption and the urgency to give children without a family the love and support that they so desperately need. And John. What can I say about John? I love the guy. I've loved him since the moment that I met him. His kind nature and his welcoming ways can make anyone feel invited and part of his family. With legendary acclaim in his performances, both film and television. The television piece I may know a thing or two about. John will tell you that there's no role that is more important than his role as husband and father. Lisa and John continue to use their position to speak openly about their experiences, to raise awareness for the gift of adoption and the importance of family in the lives of every child. Their honesty and passion is helping us all to open our eyes to a need for so many kids, especially older kids and teens, who long to be a part of a caring family. So, for the amazing parents that they are, for being champions of adoption, and for sharing so openly their journey, Lisa Joyner and John Cryer are the champions for children honorees. Congratulations to my friends. I love you.
Hang on. The night has just started. I've cried twice already.
By the way, I did not know Ashton fell in love with me the moment he met me. Yeah. This is news to me.
I didn't even fall
exactly.
in love with him when I first.
Mila will be furious. But I want to thank him. I also want to thank you guys so much. Thank you to Kidsave for this honor. We are so humbled and so grateful for the acknowledgement. We're in awe of what you guys do. Not just for your recent efforts to rescue children and families in Ukraine and provide humanitarian relief, but for continuing to help older children find meaningful connections and giving them a voice and a chance to find a family and thrive.
I was always told as a child I was chosen. That that the family that I ended up in, I had a choice as to which child they would bring into their homes and lives. It was my parents' deliberate way of making me feel special. I always appreciated those words. Those words were repeated over and over, and they would lessen the emotional impact of questions like, why did your real family give you away? How can a mother give up a child? And the occasional well-intentioned statement, you're so lucky your parents got you. Adoption stereotypes still exist. However, 50-something years ago, the idea of a troubled teen who gave up her baby and the stigma that went along with it was just the norm. Those three simple words, you were chosen, defined a perspective, and it reframed how I looked at myself and also all the parties involved in adoption. Now, the day I was born, I was placed for adoption, then to foster care, and I would learn later that I was my foster mother's first child, and boy did it show. I have so many photographs, swaddled, literally in the same position, laying there just like a ball of goo, basically the same expression on my face, but she took so many pictures. And when it was time for her to say goodbye to me, the moment that she had, prepared for, the day my adoption was finalized, she held me one last time and wept. I was handed over to my parents along with those lovely, same-looking photographs, some papers that had a feeding schedule and milestones just scribbled on them, and 2 pink stuffed toys, a misshapen pink dog and a companion fuzzy doll, which I still have to this day. Everyone involved in my life was forever changed in that moment. Me, my parents, my foster mother, and my biological mother. And while I always had questions about my origin story, the who, what, where, whys, I never doubted the enormous amount of pain, compassion, and grace that went into making sure that I was well cared for and loved.
When our child was ready to enter the world, the nurse asked if we needed an epidural. Lisa screamed, hell yes. Exactly. And when it was time to cut the cord, Lisa suddenly, and with great urgency, instructed me to cut the cord. And I kind of panicked. But I did have the wherewithal to know that the best move would be to follow her instructions. They were not in the birth plan. Just want to put that out there. But when I heard our baby let out a small cry, Lisa and I just stared in awe for a good 5 minutes. And I remember they grabbed Lisa's finger with such force. It was almost like a statement, like, I am here. And I was thrilled, but I was also openly petrified. And then we heard the soft sobs from behind us, and I looked back over my shoulder, and there was my child's birth mother, still in the hospital bed, crying as a family member held her. And I remember how soft she sounded compared to the earlier cries of labor pain. Her family member was hugging her and nearly draping himself over the bed, enveloping her with love. And then I heard the most beautiful words. He said, "Oh my God, it's all going to be okay." Every birth is a miracle, but this one belonged to all of us. 4 people, one event that branched out in 2 directions, a new beginning for us and for them. A singular moment in a cold, antiseptic hospital room that was exploding with love, and there was a newborn baby at the center of it all.
My experience as an adoptee, as an adoptive mother, and as an advocate for adoptee rights led me to having the privilege of reuniting hundreds of people with biological family members through the shows Find My Family, and then most recently, Long Lost Family. Most impactful to me, however, in this experience was just hearing the stories of loss, shared love, and just this profound need to be heard. Now, most of the time when I asked adoptees, what did they want to tell their biological family members? It was simply, I'm okay, and thank you for what you did and the family that you gave me.
So currently, there's over 400,000 children in foster care through no fault of their own, and in LA, there's about 36,000 kids. And they're in foster care or group homes, oftentimes taken from harmful homes in the middle of the night with only what they can carry, a garbage bag.
And most of these kids are 6 years old or older. Most want nothing more than to feel safe and be part of a family. Most want to know they were chosen.
So thank you, Kidsave, for this honor, and thank you to everyone who's doing their part to help change attitudes and opinions about adoption and helping reframe what it means to be a family.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on, keep that applause going, keep that applause going. Give it up one more time. Lisa, Joyner, John Cryer, everyone. So this was just handed to me literally as I was walking up on stage, and John and Lisa are just, they didn't want to say anything about it, but listen, they're donating $10,000 tonight. So a huge round of applause. That just speaks volumes to their humility, their character. They didn't want to mention it during the speech, but you need to know what true folks of integrity they are. So thank you again for that amazing donation. That's awesome. Love it, love it, love it. And as they mentioned, there are over 400,000 kids throughout America just waiting for families to love them. And around the world, there are millions more, just like the kids you saw in that video. Kidsave's Summer Miracles program gives older orphans from Colombia a chance to visit with families here in the U.S. who introduce them to prospective families in their local communities and become connectors and champions for their adoption. So to tell us about her experience in the Summer Miracles program and share what it means to be family, do me a favor. Give it up for Aura Kennedy.
Hi everyone, my name is Aura. When I was younger, around the age of 8, I was sent to live with my father and his new wife. They didn't like me very much, and they showed it. I was exposed to a lot of violence. I had to grow up fast. I had to take care of myself. I had to cook my own food. wash my own clothes. No one would do it for me. One day, a family friend came to visit. She had long, curly black hair. She smelled like flowers. She was the sweetest person I had ever met. I finally felt like I wasn't alone. I finally felt like I had someone to talk to without being judged or humiliated. She saw what was going on and asked my dad if I could stay with her for a little while. I lived some of the best moments of my life with her. I experienced love that I never felt before. She took care of me and taught me so much. I wanted to stay with her forever. But I couldn't. My dad's family pressured him to come get me, even though he couldn't take care of me. He tried, but before long, he sent me to live with an uncle that I didn't even know. That only lasted a few months. Nobody told me why. No one ever seemed to tell me anything. But I had to move again and again. I spent my life moving from my mother to my father, then to anyone who would take me. By my 11th birthday, I had already been in 10 different schools. It hurt to never belong anywhere. When I entered the foster system, I felt like giving up. Why did my life have to be so miserable? I wanted to believe someone out there could be waiting to love me. But I felt hopeless. I didn't know it at the time, but things were working out in my favor. I was the last kid to join the 2017 Summer Miracles group. On June 30th that year, I took my first flight. I flew from Colombia to the US. At the airport, I met the most welcoming family. I felt this warm, wonderful feeling when I saw them, smiling and holding a sign just for me. During that summer, I shared the most incredible bond with my host family, Dan and Marla. They took me to the beach for the first time. We cooked together, we laughed together, we watched movies. For once, I got to be a normal kid. I love that Dan always made me laugh. He was so funny trying to speak Spanish to me. I love that Marla always was so comforting and sweet. She was so creative. She taught me how to paint. Well, I'm happy to announce Dan and Marla loved me as much as I loved them. And we decided to become a family. My adoption process was finalized by July 2018. And since then, my parents have shown me the meaning of loyalty, trust, respect, what it means to be a family. My parents take care of me. They make me feel love. Now I can be a normal teenager. I can go to school. I've made great friends. I've even picked up kickboxing. And I'm pretty tall. Don't let my size fool you. I'm so thankful to share my story tonight. I want to inspire other kids and anyone out there going through a tough time. If you have lost hope, keep moving forward. Don't give up. One day, my goal is to own a business, a flower shop inspired by the people and the culture that I come from. I will graduate high school in a couple of years and go to college. In the meantime, I'm only 16. I plan to enjoy the comfort and safety of life with my parents. One day, I hope that everyone has a place where they truly belong. I have that now, and tonight, we can make it happen for more older children. Tonight, we can give that kid who has been holding on to her last bit of hope a chance to finally feel at home. Thank you.
Thank you, Aura. Thank you so much. And I can only imagine. I think Dan and Marla are somewhere over here because I'm looking for the guy that's weeping the most. Not Marla. Dan is weeping the most. Wow. Truly heroes. And 16. How well spoken is Aura for 16? And I will say, she is tough because when we were rehearsing, I was trying to I was trying to bring it, I was giving her name, I was calling her Aura, right? And she's like, no, it's Aura. Just listen, just say Aura. That's not, you don't have to. So she told me, she said, just say Aura. And I said, okay. But wow, what an amazing story. Again, let's hear it for Aura. Let's hear it for Dan and Marla. Thank you guys, awesome work. And again, if you are watching, all you have to do is text Kidsave to 50155. Your support, your donations tonight make families like that happen. So give what you can, and we've got a new arrival of Summer Miracles that will be happening in just a few weeks. So you know what? These folks are going to be staying with families across the country in hopes of meeting their forever family, and we all hope those kids find the same happy place, find their ever after, to share their story just as Aura did. And now, I'm going to hold back here, okay, because I get a little excited, but luckily I was able to meet her earlier. I might get a little crazy because this next woman that I'm about to bring to the stage, she's remarkable. Ladies and gentlemen, co-founder and CEO of Kidsave, Randi Thompson.
Thank you so much, Cory. And thank you, Aura, for sharing your story. You know, after 23 years, I never get tired of hearing from our kids, and I never fail to cry when I do, about how their stories and how our Kidsave community has helped so many find that loving, supportive family that they need. Earlier this week, we had the pleasure to host our DC Miracles Gala, and we honored the Boeing company for the support that they've given to Kidsave over the past 18 years in Eastern Europe. Through our partnership there, we've been able to help more than 5,000 children in Eastern Europe find families and mentors, and more than 500 mothers keep their babies, have the opportunity not to have to give them up, thus preventing child abandonment. So in Boeing, for their continued support of Kidsave, we are really proud to recognize that company as our 2022 Champion for Change. Please look at the screen.
Good evening. My name is Ziad Ojakli, and I'm proud to serve as Executive Vice President for Government Operations at the Boeing Company. On behalf of all of us at Boeing, our 140,000 employees worldwide, thank you, Kidsave. Thank you for this great honor in receiving the 2022 Champion of Change Award. We've been proud partners of Kidsave since 2004 in its life-saving mission to help children and orphans all over the world, and most recently, helping kids caught up in the crisis in Ukraine. At Boeing, we've contributed about $3 million to the humanitarian effort in Ukraine, and that money has gone for food and shelter and clothing and all of the necessities, and for us at Boeing, it's just a start. And that's why today, in gratitude to Kidsave, I'm proud to announce that we have another $130,000 that we'll be contributing to your great organization to continue in this great work. So thank you for this honor on behalf of all of us at Boeing. Thank you for your partnership. Thank you for the great work you do, and please keep it going. We need it. Have a great evening.
Now, when Ziad and the Boeing company announced that on Thursday in Washington, D.C., we were surprised. We didn't know that they had allocated another grant to support our mentoring program that works with older kids who've aged out of orphanages in Ukraine and gives them a chance to have both needed skills and in job skills and also a lifeline mentoring connection. So please give it up for Boeing one more time. We're looking forward to at least another 18 years of partnership with Boeing and other corporations who want to stand up for kids. You know, this year, we finally thought, we're getting back to normal, right? Our Weekend Miracles Meet the Kids events returned to in-person. We had adults and kids connecting over mini golf, over hikes, bowling. In Sierra Leone, We were breaking ground every single day by closing orphanages and reuniting children with their extended families or finding them new homes right in their tribal communities. And as Cory said on July 2nd, Summer Miracles is back in full swing with 42 kids arriving with the hopes of finding their forever families. In Ukraine, we started the year celebrating our successes. After our 2-year pilot stunningly demonstrated that Ukrainian families are ready, willing, and able to step up and take in older kids from orphanages. So it was time to expand. And then in an instant, everything changed. The unthinkable happened, and the Russians invaded Ukraine. I won't ever forget hearing the news, and my first thought was, I have to call our team. I picked up the phone, and we talked about it, and we said, we have to act right away. We have children that we put into families, and we have to protect them no matter what the cost. Little did we know that the actions we took in those first critical hours to save 117 children and their families would actually grow into a rescue effort that has saved 20,000 more. And the amazing supporters and volunteers who called me to say, hey, we're going over to help, what can we do? Those people became the lifeblood of our effort. For those in Poland and Ukraine, I want to give a special shout out to Christopher, Tom, Siamak, Lena, Angie, and Tony. These people from the Polish side of the border, they source humanitarian aid donations, they purchase what we can't get donated, and then they warehouse it all. And then several times a week, they get in trucks and they go over the border at Lviv along with fuel in these jerry cans that they have to carry over because there's such a fuel crisis. And they take that plus armored rescue vehicles and anything else that our team needs over, sometimes waiting 10 hours in line to get across the border. You name it, they get it done. It's amazing, people. You know, each week as the need grew, our response grew too. Our team got bigger, more volunteers joined us, and our efforts doubled and quadrupled as convoy after convoy of vehicles helped babies, children, families, and the elderly find safe passage. And we got them the humanitarian aid they so desperately needed to survive. Today, we are more than 300 American, Polish, and Ukrainian volunteers strong. But our core team inside Ukraine, the drivers, the hundreds of volunteers, led by Pavel and Olena Shulha, truly define the meaning of dedication and humility. They are extraordinary, and I feel so privileged to know them. Their efforts, truly nothing short of heroic, could not go unnoticed, and soon the story of our Angels of Hope, of how they saved thousands, was being heralded by the likes of CNN and the BBC, and when those rescue efforts continued, you know, and we deliver more humanitarian aid every day, and more rescues every day, so does our resolve and commitment. We are there for the long haul. We remain committed to Ukraine, to support its people today, to get them to safety and to keep them healthy and fed, and one day, please, when this is all over, to help the displaced children and families reunite and return to their beloved Ukraine. And for Ukraine's orphans, our greatest concern, we'll be there to help them finally find their way back to their forever home, so that they never, ever have to face fear without family again. And together with your support tonight, we can keep doing it. But you know, as the work of Kidsave's rescue efforts gain notoriety, actor and activist and star of the hit TV show Ray Donovan, you know, the fixer, went to Ukraine to see our inspiring heroes in action. And now, to honor our team in Ukraine, he sends this message.
Hello, everyone. My name is Liev Schreiber. Some friends and I co-founded Blue Check Ukraine to help identify, vet, and distribute donations to committed, reputable charities working on the ground in Ukraine. One of the obvious standouts for us was Kidsave. Kidsave Ukraine leaders, children's advocates, and parents. Pavlo and Olena Shula, along with a team of dedicated volunteers, were going into war-torn areas that many other groups wouldn't dare to go near. They are rescuing those most in need, orphans, children, and families, and getting them to safety. Pavlo and Olena started running a convoy of vehicles day and night, rescuing hundreds, then thousands of the most vulnerable. And their work continues today. Every week they answer calls from people desperate to get out of combat areas. They transport hundreds to safety and then return with food and medicine for the elderly, sick, and disabled who were unable to leave. So inspiring are their efforts that those rescued call them Angels of Hope. Pavlo's Angels of Hope have rescued over 20,000 people from cities under threat throughout Ukraine and provided more than 250 tons of food and medicine to keep people alive and well. On a recent trip to Ukraine, I had the pleasure of meeting Pavlo and Olena, and I was extremely moved by their commitment and compassion for their fellow countrymen. I nicknamed Pavlo the real Ray Donovan because that's what he is, a fixer. It's my privilege to present Pavlo, Olena, and their team with Kidsave's inaugural Angels of Hope Award named in their honor for all they are doing to help the people of Ukraine and keep them safe. Congratulations, Pavlo and Olena.
Thank you for this incredible honor. Never would I imagine that I would be standing here today. This wasn't our work. Our work was to help older orphans find the families they so desperately need. That's what we were doing before this war began. That's our life's mission, to help more forgotten children who need us. But on February 24th, that tragic day, we couldn't sit idly by. We rescued the children and families we created through our program. We couldn't stop there. We had to help more people. Soon we received calls from so many people desperate to find safety, from meals and bombs tearing their villages apart. The journey has been tough. We've been fired at. We've driven in areas with mines, driven beyond checkpoints where we were told to turn back. And we do it to help as kids and families who could not make it with us. We have found children hiding in places they used to play, where their little beds stood, where they ate, now transformed to broken windows and twisted cold pieces of metal lying on their beds. This is the plight of kids and families in Ukraine. We will continue to do all we can to help our people. And we will continue long after this war is over. Thank you to my wife, Olena, for being my angel. Thank you to our team, our Angels of Hope, for risking their lives to help others. Please continue to support Kidsave so we can continue to make a difference. And please don't forget us. Thank you.
Wow. If that doesn't touch you somewhere, I don't know what does. That is incredible. I mean, these folks are getting shot at, they're driving over minefields, and all we have to do is pick up a phone and we can donate to help Angels of Hope continue to get these children who are in so many tough situations to their families and get them to safety. So again, for those of you who are watching on your phones, text Kidsave to 50155. We can continue the efforts in the Ukraine by donating this minute. All right, so I've just received word that there's some major movement happening with donations, and I like that. So y'all just keep them coming in, and don't forget, there's still time to bid on those amazing experiences and items in our silent auction. I think we're at, what are we at? Are we at like 30 minutes left? It looks something like that. We're just under a half hour before that silent auction closes. So make sure y'all get your bid in. Now, as we bid farewell to everyone watching at home, I would like to introduce Mayim Bialik to say a few words and Weekend Miracles kid Danny to share his final thoughts. From me, thank you for watching and keep supporting Kidsave so more kids can find love and support and a family they all deserve. Over to you, Mayim.
Hey everyone, Mayim Bialik here, and I am incredibly happy to lend my support to the incredible work that Kidsave does for older kids in foster care here in the US and in orphanages around the world. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, or a neuroscientist for that matter, to know how much the love and support of a family makes a difference in the life of a child. And sadly, for too many kids in foster care, kids who often feel unheard and overlooked, the chances of finding a family diminishes with every passing birthday. But thankfully, Kidsave is here to champion these kids and give them a voice and a choice in who they get to know and who they choose to become their forever family. I've had the pleasure and the honor of getting to know a Kidsave family in the making through Mike Warga, who works on my show, Call Me Kat, and his husband, Thomas Schulteis, and their journey towards becoming a family with 15-year-old Danny. In fact, Michael and Thomas began their journey as volunteers at Kidsave events, and that's the point. All of us can do something to change the outcome for these kids by volunteering, by spreading the word on social media, by making a donation right now so that Kidsave can continue to change lives, not only for the children, but for the families too. So please join me in supporting these amazing kids and the beautiful families that are made through adoption. Let's give all these kids a chance to thrive and to grow into the people they were destined to be. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Danny, and I'm 14 years old. I've been in foster care since 2019. Some things that would make me feel at home would probably be a comfortable couch, joking around a lot, you know, making sure the air is filled with humor. Knowing what I grew up with, being able to let other kids feel wanted, and letting them know that it's just a part of life. The feeling of letting them know that they're worth it is pretty good.
Hi everyone, I'm Danny, and that was me a year ago as one of the older kids in foster care Kidsave helps through its Weekend Miracles program. In my 15 years, I've seen and experienced things no kid should have to, being forced to grow up so fast. And that's the experience for many of the other kids in foster care. And while I don't like to talk much about my past, I wanted to be here to speak for the kids that needed a voice. As you saw from that video, I was like most kids in care. I wanted to know the love and support of family. But I also knew that just by being an older kid, my chances of finding a family weren't great. Thankfully, Kidsave had my back and never gave up on me. By going to their Weekend Miracles events, I started to see that there are people out there who not only care about us, but want us. Through Kidsave, I got to meet Mike and Tom, and straight away we connected. Over time, I got to know them for the outgoing, funny, and caring people that they truly are. And they got to know me for the charming, smart, talented, humorous, kind-hearted, wonderful, athletically gifted, creative, and extremely humble kid I am. For me, the first time that I knew that this was going to be my forever family was during the first few games of my soccer season. And after scoring my first goal, normally when I would look up to that cheering crowd, I'd see nothing but fans. But in this crowd, I saw Mike and Tom cheering me on, grateful that I was in their lives, as I was the same. As we spent more time together, I began to have faith in people again, began to trust again, and began to see a possible life with them. A life where I would have people I could count on, people to cheer me on at soccer games, people to help me with homework and even go on extra credit hikes with me, even if they didn't like it as much, to encourage me to try new things, to support and love me, to see the value in me, and to see that I was worth it. Now, I can say, I've met my forever family. I moved in with Mike and Tom about 7 months ago, and I found my comfortable couch and a house filled with humor and love. One of the things that I noticed that was completely different from how it used to be was simply just the care for my choice, my perspective, my feelings, you know? Growing up, it was never always just about me being in a large household, and even in those group homes and foster homes, you don't get much choice. So to come into a household where it's, what do you want to eat? What do you want to watch? Where do you want to go? It was always about me and what I cared about. And for them to truly value that, it meant the world to me. We are in the process of finalizing their adoption. Sorry, my adoption. It couldn't have happened without Kidsave and all the incredible workers and volunteers. And it couldn't have happened without your support. Please remember, just because we're in foster care doesn't mean we are bad kids. We've been through a lot. We've had our ups and our downs, but we're just like every other kid out there. We want to be loved. We want to have someone we can count on. We want to have family. Thanks to my dads, Mike and Tom, that dream of family is coming true for me. I'm still healing and working through things like many people do. But now, I don't have to do it alone. I have people by my side who love me. And I want nothing more than for this dream to come true for all the other kids in foster care too. Thank you for joining us tonight and showing your support for Kidsave. You don't know how much it means and what a difference it can make in a kid's life. But I do. Thank you all for watching, and good night.
We, the children of this generation, say to the leaders of every nation, lay down your weapons without hesitation. Let everybody have peace. There's no reason for your invasion. You started war without provocation. So we're gonna fight for our liberation till you let our country be free. We, the children of this generation, say to the leaders of every nation, lay down your weapons without hesitation. Let everybody have peace. There's no reason for your invasion. You started war without provocation. So we're gonna fight for our liberation till you let our country be free. We are all Ukraine, part of God's creation. In this conflagration, we all stand as one. We're all sisters and brothers, caring for one another, with our arms joined together, till victory is won. We are all Ukrainian. Mothers, children, flee to our neighbors who open doors and grant them favors. Allies come around the world, offering their aid. Though this battle may be long, the strife will prove our people strong.